In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to utilize the content and content element inside of our portal. The content element is how you're able to bring in a piece of content that you've already created into your current content that you're working on. Think of it as content inception. What I've done here is actually created a menu for a coffee shop, and it's going to go through and list all of our coffee items, as well as have an additional page that will display a coffee video. I'm going to call this piece of content our coffee chain main content item. I'm going to go ahead and go back to our home screen and show you another template that I've been working on. I've gone ahead and actually organized all of my coffee store items inside of a folder here, and I'm going to go ahead and select this new piece of content that I had created, and I've called it Coffee Chain 1. This content's unique because it's going to show me the location, the time, and the temperature of where the coffee store is located. And I've also added in a local special coffee just to make this menu a little bit unique. I can now go ahead and bring in my content element here, and after I select it, I can go through and select the source of where it's pulling the content information from. Let's go ahead and select our coffee chain main content piece that we finished earlier, and just like that, that content is now brought in inside of our canvas. From here, I can go through and round off the corners like so, and I can even go through and adjust the opacity of the element itself. If we go into our others properties, we can see a lot of the familiar options that we've seen in a lot of our other elements. So I can actually go through and adjust the size here. So just for this example, I've had some preset sizes already put in. So I'm just going to go ahead and adjust it like so. And I can even go through and rotate it if I wish, or even add in a enter and X animation. Once I'm satisfied with what I have, I can go ahead and save the changes and go through and preview this inside of our browser. As you can see, my content with the clock information is now also displaying my coffee menu from the other piece I made earlier. All the animations that were already set inside that piece of content are automatically adjusted. And because of the timer that I have set up on this menu item will now go through and fade and actually play the coffee video that I put on our page too. As you can see, everything is going to go through and play through beautifully. I'll go ahead and show you the contents element option. And as you can see, the contents element is going to be very similar to the content element already, except what we can do here is just basically go through and add in multiple pieces of content by hitting this plus button and just choosing more pieces of content from here as well. What's unique about this is we can actually set the duration for each piece of content that we wish to have on display. And once we're satisfied with the changes, we can go ahead and save it. And if you go into the others properties, you're going to notice that you're going to have the exact same menu options as we had previously. The content and contents element has a multitude of different applications. In my example, I was going to be a coffee shop owner that had a bunch of coffee chains located around the country, but I wanted to make sure that my main menu stayed the same even though my location, my time, and my temperature were different based on the location itself. I even had local specials based on the locations as well. So as you can see, the contents element makes this process extremely simple because if I were ever to change the menu items, all I have to do is just change the main coffee item here and it will automatically apply to each of my chains. This content element makes this whole process very simple because all I need to do is just create my unique locations and simply drag the coffee menu content in and voila, I'm done. So as you can see, if I go ahead and click on this piece of content here, I can preview it inside of my browser, and just like the Los Angeles or Hollywood location, it's going to be very similar in that it displays Chicago instead, and it has Chicago's local special. This is going to save you a lot of time, as well as allowing you to communicate your message very quickly to your customers. If you have any questions, let us know.